I know this is a little bit late, but here's the two problems you guys asked for. If I give you 3 points that are on a parabola, to find the equation of the parabola. So, you've got those 3 points there. With the first point, you plug it into ax squared plus bx plus c equals y. And as you can see, I plugged in with the 0 for the x, and then I plugged in the 5 for the y, and I have the equation c equals 5 as my first equation. I use the second point and do the same process and come up with the second equation using the point 2 comma negative 3. And with the third point, negative 1 comma 12, plug it into the quadratic equation and simplify. Now I have 3 equations with 3 unknowns, a, b, and c. So I'm going to take that equation 1 where I have c equals 5, plugging it into equations 2 and 3, and then simplifying. I get the 2 equations a and b. Each of those now only has 2 variables to solve for. And if I take equation a and add it to 2 times equation b, you can see right here that my b's are opposite, so when I add those together, I just have 6a equals 6. Simplifying, I get a equals 1. Plug that into equation b up above, plug this right here into that equation, and you can solve for b, which is negative 6. We were told earlier that c equals 5, so we plugged it in. I said for ax squared plus bx plus c equals y, I now know what my a, b, and c are, so I can write the quadratic equation. And you can check that this is correct by plugging in these points. If I plug in a 0, I would find that I get a 5. If I plugged in a 2, I would find that I get negative 3. And if I plugged in a negative 1, I would get 12. We'll do one more of these. So here's problem number 24. And again, I start off with the points, and using the first one, I create the first equation. The second point, I simplify. And it's nice when I have this with a 0 because it makes all the a's and the b's go away. And so you simply get c equals negative 18. Always a lot easier. Point 3, I plug it in, and I get my third equation with 3 unknowns. So now I have equation 1, equation 2, and equation 3 with these unknowns. We're going to take equation 2 and sub it into equation 1, and we're going to sub it into equation 3. So here I started it with equation 1 and simplify. And I call that equation A because now it only has 2 unknowns. I'm doing it to the other equation, into equation 3, and simplify until I get this equation here, which would be equation B. And I'm going to use equation A and B together. If you look at those carefully, if you just added them together, I have opposite B's. So by simplifying, I get 6a equals 6. Once again, a equals 1. Plugging it into the equation B up above, I solve for b. I now know that my a is 1, my b is 3. We got that c was negative 18 all the way from up here. We knew that. Plugging it into this quadratic equation, I now have it all the way with my a, b, and c. And again, you can plug these 3 points in and check your work to see that it's correct. I hope that helps. Good luck on the test tomorrow, and I will see you on Wednesday.